All hail the beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today I got a fragrance for you that is magically delicious. Yes, I said it. This one is magically delicious. Now this one comes from the house of Carner Barcelona, and this one is Airborne. Now, Airborne is a fragrance that you may have heard me mention in a few videos on this channel, but I've obviously never done a review. Now, I talked about wanting to pick this one up as one of the fragrances that I wanted for 2019. Also, some fragrances that you could wear in the fall, and now we're here for the review. Now, I originally came across this fragrance from my guy, Kevin Samuels. I heard him talking about it, and I was like, this one sounds amazing, so I need to try it out. Now, I got my nose on it initially down in Miami, but I actually got this one here from crystalfragrance.com. So they have been looking out for your boy and hooking us up, and figured, since I got it, I might as well bring it to you, because this one is dopeness, especially for this time of year. If you're watching this in the fall or winter, then you need this one in your collection like yesterday. Now, before I get into the note breakdown on Airborne, to me, when I smell this thing, it puts me in a gourmand space. And as a gourmand lover, I believe that Airborne is a fragrance that you need in your collection. No matter what, you need this one in your collection, because this one is dope. Now, if you're a gourmand lover as well, then you may already have this one in your collection. If not, let me explain why you should. Now, some of the notes in this one include lemon, bergamot, and honey in the top. You have fig and jasmine in the mid, just to name a few, but really the base is some of the key fragrances in this one to me. In the base, you have vanilla absolute, you have musk, and then you also have some sandalwood in this one as well. Now, Carner Barcelona kind of stamps themselves on using the highest ingredients possible in the fragrance here. That's kind of what they wrote on their box, so I'm not sure if that's true or not, but you know, they wrote it on the box, so it must be true. And they also make sure they are ethically sourced. So there you go. So this is a fragrance with a cause as well. Now, it opens up pretty similar to what you will find in the Killian box, except for it doesn't matter what the box looks like. Fuck the box. I'm about to sell my house and I think I just broke my door. All right, man, so here you are. This is the full presentation for Carner Barcelona Airborne. You got that golden juice, this wood top, and then you have a nice spray. Actually, the spray to me is one of the worst parts of this fragrance here. I'm not a fan of the distribution on this one, so we'll talk more about that. To me, in the opening of Airborne, you get a fragrance that is citrusy and filled with honey. Now, this one to me is a boozy type of honey, which I really enjoy. Now, when we talk about boozy honey fragrances, my mind immediately goes to Killian and fragrances like Back to Black, Aphrodisiac, but this one is good and it stands out in its own without being a replica of that fragrance. So that's one of the ones I think of. And then obviously Airborne. Now, in the beginning, obviously I talked about this being like a citrusy honey. This one is honey rich, and you also have some creaminess in this one as well, as you have that vanilla. And I think that this one is a sophisticated fragrance overall, but it can work across multi-generational age groups, because I could find like someone, like if my grandfather was still living, I could see that this would be a fragrance that he would wear, but it's also good enough, or young enough, if you will, for someone like me to wear this one. Like, I'm in my 30s. I feel like you can get away with this one in your 20s as well, in the right situation. So this one to me is a fall and winter type of fragrance. This is one that you put on with your turtleneck, or you got your pea coat on, something like that, man. You spray this one on when you're looking sophisticated, ready to take the date on. This is one that you can rock. So as I've stated, this one is boozy. This one is rich, it's sophisticated. You got that vanilla in here as well. So this brings 1 point to me, or at least 1 point I believe I should bring up. With that being said, this one isn't a fragrance that's maybe love at first sniff. For you, you may not like enjoy this one right out the gate. But what I will tell you is that coming back to this fragrance, you're going to enjoy it. Like, you got to experience this one from the top to the bottom to really get the full beauty of this fragrance, because it's like magical. Like, when I say magically delicious, I feel like that's what it is. It's magically delicious. Shout out to Lucky Charms. Like, I'm not looking to infringe on your copyright of saying that, or whatever that is. So as this one transitions from that top opening notes more into the base of this fragrance, I get vanilla as being the main player to this one to me. And this one is different than some of the vanilla fragrances that are out there. I think some of the better vanilla fragrances out there, at least the ones that I have in my collection, are going to be Tom Ford's Beneath Fatal, and I feel like this one is totally different. I think that one is sophisticated as well. It's a bit more smooth, but to me that leans a bit more feminine. The booziness in this fragrance from that honey, that boozy honey in the beginning, really makes this more of a masculine fragrance. Now to me this one stands out to be masculine, but it is marketed as a unisex fragrance, and I believe that you could get away with it no matter which way you decided to wear it. If you're male or female, you could rock this one without, you know, turning people off. But I mean, if you want to smell magically delicious, then you know what to do. Again, to me, this is one that you're going to wear in the cooler months, you know, the fall and winter. This is going to be a great time to wear this fragrance. In terms of like projection, it's not going to project a ton. This is one that does smell, projects a bit, but you'll be able to like more or less experience this one in close encounter situations, which is another reason why that vanilla and that honey make this one a more cozy fragrance, and reason why I feel like you can get away with this one as a boozy scent within an office type setting. And then in terms of longevity, this is one I believe that you can get about 8 hours on a consistent basis, 8 to 10 hours or 6 to 8 hours depending on where you are, but at least 8 hours nonetheless. I think depending on where you are and how it performs on your skin in terms of, you know, if you have dry skin or if you're moisturizing, that's really going to determine a lot in terms of how long this one is going to last. But I think 8 hours you'll be set nonetheless. This one isn't a super expensive fragrance, but it's not cheap either. This one rings in at $180 retail, which I think isn't a bad price point for this fragrance, man. I think with some of the ingredients that you're getting with this one, if they're really sourced as the way they say they are and marketed, and also with this unique type of fragrance and how like it's rich and resinous and like boozy and honey and all the great things that you can smell in this fragrance right off the rip with it, I think is well worth the $180 price point. Now this one was sent to me from crystalfragrance.com for review, but you go to their site, check them out, man. If you find any fragrances on their site that you like, you can purchase a decant, you can purchase a full bottle, and receive a decant of your favorite fragrances from them when picking it up, man. So try it out. I enjoy this fragrance. I think it's dope. This is one of the fragrances that made the list of fragrances I wanted to pick up in 2019, and here it is in a collection. I had it here for a few weeks now, maybe a month or so. So I think this is a dope fragrance. Make sure you get your nose on it. If you have experience with this fragrance, comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this fragrance and what would you rank it. For me, ranking this fragrance, I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. I feel like it's well deserved for this fragrance. I really enjoy it. This is my first fragrance from the house. Again, shout out to Kevin Samuels for putting me up on this fragrance. I think it's a dope release. It's an older release as well. I think it's like 4 or 5 years old at this point. But I like it. So there you have it. Those are my takes and thoughts on El Born from Carner Barcelona. As always, I'm your boy, Big Baby. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. Tell them don't be boring. Hit the goddamn